Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, got a bunch of tool belts I want to go through with you guys. A bunch of pouches, different setups. What I do like, what I don't like, stuff like that. You know. So I'm a big Diamondback fan, so I have a ton of their stuff. But I also recently tried the Badger trimmer set that I'll tell you about when we get into it. So let me show you first. One of Diamondback's most popular tool belts is the Artisan. Right? So the Artisan make up the miter on your dominant side and the eagle on your non-dominant side. So it comes with the hammer sleeve, this awesome hammer sleeve, and then 1, 2, 3 pockets, bunch of tool loop slots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tool slots, plus an open pocket, plus another divider pocket in here. Maybe you can fit a speed square. There's actually a spot behind. I don't know if you can see that, but and then there's tools slots behind that speed square. Also, there's a dividing pocket here between the two pouches, and then one of my favorite parts of this pouch is this drill bit index. So you can stick your bits right around the lip of that bottom pouch. You can see the stitching, and it goes from, as you can see, it's deep, and then it gets more shallow as you go back. So you can fit punches and stuff like that in there without them getting lost. So then it also has this secondary loop here. So if you are carrying a hammer, but then say maybe you need a mallet, or your tin snips, or your hammer tacker stapler, or whatever. A bunch of different things you can slip in there. It's got this butterfly tool loop on the back, so these 2 slots, you can fit some stuff in there. And then on the front, you got your knife, pencil slot, two pencil slots. So you can put a pencil or a marker or punches or whatever. And you got this top pocket here, which is like Badger has a pretty similar setup, and then once you get into the smaller belts, smaller pouches, this disappears. You'll see with the Loki, it's pretty much one of these pouches without this guy. But this guy is convenient. It just makes your setup a little bit bigger, hang a little bit lower, stuff like that. So it's good for small bits, chalk line, tape measure. Tape measure fits in there. This is a 25. It drops in there pretty nice. Alright, so that is the miter side. Pretty much, it's this really good fabric. So it's like this really durable material, military grade material. So on this side, it's pretty much the same look. Alright, so you got 1, 2, 3 pouches with a divider in here for the speed square. You got the butterfly tool loop on the back. There's 2 spots, so you can put maybe a level or and then you know, maybe a nail pick, whatever you would call it. Oh, and then this does have the option to hang the flat bar on it. So it's got these two spots for you to attach with this on the back, so you can attach your flat bar if you wanted to. It doesn't come with it. I did buy one. I have it on another belt right now. So yeah, and then there's also another slot between these two pockets. So this belt comes on this pouch setup comes on a 4-inch belt. I got it on a 6-inch belt because I just thought it made more sense with a bag setup this big. Right, so that's the Artisan for you. This is the Cobra buckle. Right, makes popping this thing on and off really easy. It's like a seatbelt. It's like a seatbelt clip. It's said to be the stuff that like mountain rock climbers, military uses, stuff like that. You know, it's supposed to be really good for your back. This belt, you know, so it's like a rock climbing setup for carrying weight. It's supposed to support your back and take care of you over the years. So I've used it for a while now, and the thing works great. I tell you, I mean, it is the most tool belt I've ever worn. So good job, Diamondback. All right, so from there, let's go to. This is an ox pouch, right? I bought this. I was gonna use this to replace the Eagle on my Artisan setup. I put it on the belt for a day, right? Let's just show you this thing. Look at this. It's massive, humongous. Screw gun goes right in there, no problem. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's just too big for me, you know. It's got the speed square slot, wide open pouch, another divider, and then a fastener pouch on the bottom. Tape slot. It's got the spots for you to put hammer sleeve or flat bar sleeve. It's also got the 3 little slots here for your punches, pencils, markers, or knife. And then on the back here, it's got this one tool loop for your torpedo level or whatever else. Right, so this thing is a monster. Right, you can see at the bottom it's got a little more of a openness and a little more curve at the bottom rather than, you know, slim or design. So I will be setting this back just because it's massive and I don't need such a big pouch. So maybe you guys might need it, I don't know. But I'll be setting this one back. Alright, next. This is the Badger trimmer set. Very similar to the Diamondback. It's got the same Cobra belt buckle. Now, this is where they made a mistake. Right here, this part, there needs to be a little bit of belt like this. So when you grab it, a lot of times you have to grab this whole thing. And it's just a lot easier grabbing this belt than it is grabbing this and then finding and messing with it. Trust me, when you go to put it on, you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's the only problem with the belt. This belt is comfortable, very comfortable. I think Diamondback's got you on the comfortness. This, if you want to add suspenders to this one, you have to get a 3-strap setup. There's only one ring on the back. So Diamondback has your traditional 4 strap shoulder straps if you're going to use them. Okay, so now these color's pretty cool. I like the color, right? You can see the pockets, they're a little more open. Very pliable, right? This is the left side, the non-dominant side. So your speed square would go in there, then there's another divider there, it's lower, and then a wide open pocket. Then you got a spot for the torpedo level. Then there's a spot for your nail, for your pry bar. And then there's also a divider between this pocket and this pocket. There's another small pocket there. Okay, now they have a flat bar, nail pick, cat's paw, whatever you want to call it, spot here. Right? So it can go in like that, just like, but the problem is when it's on, it kind of gets lost back there. And it falls all the way to the back. Right? And look at it, it's now below the belt, so if you're kneeling down, it's going to scrape on whatever surface you're working on. And that's not good. So I didn't really like that. And then on the front here, you have, these other 2 pockets in the front, but they're just kind of open here. So things get lost in there, and they're very deep. Like this is a pretty bigger knife than most. And it's almost gone in there, so a smaller one would disappear. So this is where I would keep my knife, on this side, and it does have it here. And it just drops to the bottom, right? And then there's spots here for your punch, but if you put them all the way in, it goes all the way to the bottom, you can't get them out. So these need to be shortened up. All of it, the knife spot and the 3 spots there. If they were shortened up, it'd be perfect. So then inside here, I don't know if you guys can see that, there's 1, 2, 3 slots, and then there's these 2 other slots on the lip that you can use or fold shut, but it doesn't stay folded shut once you start putting tools in here. But yeah, it works. I mean, it's pretty well organized. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the tools, there's no bottom to these slots, so the tools go straight to the bottom. And with shorter tools, they go too far down, and then you're playing finger my pouch to get the tool out. So it's kind of a pain in the ass for me. Hammer sleeve awesome. I really like the idea with the hammer sleeve, guys. Whoever thought of that, that was brilliant. And then there's a loop on the back here to hang a drill or whatever. So these little ones don't hang that good. All right, so that's the trimmer. So now the other thing I didn't really find a good spot for with this was my tape measure. You know, once I had all my tools in here, I use this for a fastener pouch, and I use this for either a chalk box or a fastener pouch or whatever. And usually, I don't really have a dedicated spot for my tape, so it'd be nice to have, you know, somewhere to clip it on maybe or something, you know. But I know some guys would just throw it in one of these pouches. You have pockets at the bottom, but I mean that kind of defeats the purpose of having this open pocket here, you know, whether I'm putting glue or whatever in there, stud finder or tons of stuff, you know, you could put in there rather than my tape. So it's nice to have a dedicated tape measure spot. So anyway, it's safe to say that I didn't choose this belt, so this belt will be going back too. Price. This belt was $400 for this setup. It's like $389 or something like that. The Artisan, I think, was close to that too. I think the Artisan was like $4 and change. You know, it wasn't quite 500. I think the Denali is like $5, but I think it was closer to like $350 for the Artisan. The Ox pouch was $160, I think, for the Ox pouch. Alright, so next. So this is the one I made up with diamondbacks. I got the Loki on the non-dominant side and the Mazo on the dominant side. Hammer sleeve on the Mazo, flat bar sleeve on Loki. This is my interior work, interior framing, just interior rough framing work. So I needed the Loki for the full-size speed square slot. It's got this nice big open fastener pouch here in the front. Right, fits a ton of stuff. It's got the divider between the two pockets, and then in this main pocket here, it's got the speed square slot, two tool slots on the outside of that spot, then your open pocket, and then it's got two tool slots on the lip of the main pocket. So on the front, it's got the traditional knife and pencil spots. So I like to put my nail sets on this side, and I keep a tester there. It's got a spot for your tape measure here to hang here, and it's got a tool loop on the back for either a cat's paw or whatever. On the top here, you got a spot for a drill bit and then a magnet for loose little strips of nails or whatever. So yeah, so that's the Loki. Love this one. And on this side, I got the Mazo. Right, so knife goes there, pencil there, usually a Pico marker goes there. This one, I put any of my drill bits or whatever I need in there, long extensions, stuff like that. I usually have like a Phillips and a T25, stuff like that. channel locks here. You got an open pocket there. Miter gauge here. You got these two double webbings here, so you can hang a drill hook there. There's another one there. You can get some attachments on it. Diamondback's awesome. They make tons of attachments. I got a ton of them here. You know, this is a little, I don't know, pencils, markers, whatever. You need extra. Put some nails in here. You can just attach that to right to there. Drill bit index. It's got a couple slots for some drill bits up top here, and then you got your hammer sleeve. So this is my interior belt. Love this setup. No complaints. It's got room for anything you need, for anything I need while I'm working inside. You know, and it stays close to my body, so that I can fit through doorways and stuff without scratching everything up. So this is the Martinez M4, M1. So I wouldn't use this on the interior. This is the M4. Goes in there nice. Comes out easy. So, oh, and then on the back, I got this 722 slingshot, I think. Yeah, and that's stud finder. That drops in there. Loki Mazzo, great setup. It's a good slim setup. If you want to run light, you're not carrying too much. You know, it's good for inside. Keeping your tools tight to your body. You're not knocking into stuff. So this is my interior belt. I use the Artisan for outdoor work. If I'm framing fresh frames, or if I'm building outside, building decks, sheds, you know, building extensions, I'll throw that on, stuff like that. If I need to carry a lot of stuff, I'm carrying like a lot of fasteners, a lot of nails, stuff like that. I'll use the bigger one. If I'm just you know, hanging doors, whatever, trimming out that, not trimming, I use something else, but pretty much hanging doors or working like framing, finishing basements, stuff like that, I'll wear this one. So if I'm trimming out the house, or installing cabinets, or building cabinets, or whatever, trim work, I use this little guy. So this is a Boss Man. Just a couple tools in here. It's got a drill bit, slots, 4 of them. It's got some webbing on the outside. You clip stuff too, so you can throw your gun loop on there. And it's got a hammer loop already there. You know, put the pencil. This is what I'm currently wearing. What is that? Where is that work today? So I'm working on building cabinets and in big entertainment area. So it's got a spot for my knife, my pencil, another knife. Craig multi-mark. I love this thing. This thing is great. And then, so this was the Boss Man on my right side. I have, this is the 2.5 inch belt. And then this is the Flux, right, with a tool sheet on the back. Right, there's 2 pieces of webbing on the back of this Flux. So I got a screwdriver in there. I got my flat bar holder attached to here, tape measure spot. Got this, where's my one? There's one slot here, and then I keep my punches here. I got some drill bits in here. Then there's a spot for my mini square, two tools, dedicated tool slots in here, and then an open space. And I got a stud finder and a laser measure. And then there is a fastener pocket, also with some webbing so you can attach more stuff to it if you wanted to, on the bottom. And it's got 4 drill bits, slots at the top. So this is a great little setup. Right? Sleek, slim. Good for working around cabinetry or walking in and out of doorways, stuff like that. You could attach anything else you want onto here. I got another hammer holder on the back here, high-rise hammer loop, you know, just in case I need to carry, you know, 2 hammers. Sometimes you need a real hammer anyway, so. But you're always carrying the mallet too, so you gotta have 2 spots. So, trim setup. Love Diamondback's whole idea. Love that they make multiple different pouches for different tasks, and they have a ton of add-ons. So they're very modular. I can just go and clip on any of their stuff. So this is, I think, was designed for their vest system, but I got it and I stick it in one of my pouches sometimes, and I use it to hold nails. But it was until I found through, I think it's Siding Tips. Yeah, they make this magnetic box, and it's got a clip on it, and it's designed to like go in your pouch, and it clips in there, and it's magnetic, so they won't slide around on you. And I've been using this thing, and it's great. And look at that. It's very organized. I have all my nails right here when I need them, and I'm not digging around. And it keeps them, and they're not breaking. It keeps them safe and secure. So, Siding Tips, guys. Siding Tip, yeah, I think that's Siding Tips. All right. So, this is another secret little clip. It's got 6 different drill bit holsters, if you want to call it. All right. So all your common drill bits are right here, and you can just clip this on one of your D-rings if you need to. Alright, so this is a Diamondback GK1. It's got a little spot here, and it's got 1, 2 decent size spots to put bits or whatever, and then you put your tape in the main pouch. There's webbing on the side here, you can hang your knife, and then there's another 4 slots in the front you can put drill bits. So this is also good if you want to, I was using this for my tape measure on the Badger. I'd clip this because it's a clip-on, so I clipped it right on the front of the pouch, on the front of the belt. So, yeah, this is awesome. This GK1. Sometimes I'll clip it on this belt, my finished belt, and just to have a spot for my tape, and then it gives me another couple extra slots for smaller bits and tools and stuff like that. So GK1, check it out. So on the back of this one, here, there's a tool sheath. Stuff's falling everywhere. Right, then we got the nail strip holder, designed for framing nails. Or your strip nails, whatever you want to call it. So this has got the three tab system. So you just Velcro it onto your any diamondback belt, or any belt at all, and you can carry around your strip nails. And it's also got three pieces of webbing here where you can hang stuff, gun loop or whatever. You can hang this GK1 off of here, So GK1 nail strip holder. Phone pouch. It's not big enough. Doesn't fit. It fits like the regular smaller iPhone. Those bigger phones, I have the Galaxy, the bigger Galaxy, and it doesn't fit. It barely fits. So this is also a clip-on. It clips on anywhere, any belt, any webbing, anything. Tape holder. I think they call this the Easy tape holder. It's another option to hang your tape. I like to have a dedicated spot for my tape, so I like to just clip it on in the front, and I have my tape right here in the front always. This one's kind of rough, but it does have little pieces of webbing all over the place for bits. You can hang you can put pencils, hang your Pico off of it, whatever. And it's also just a clip-on, so you can clip it onto any belt. You can clip it onto your pants belt. Then my favorites, the sacks, mini sacks. This is more reasonable for me, I think, but to each your own, mini sacks, clips on anywhere. It's good for just if you're using one fastener, a ton of it, throw them in here, clip it on, boom, you're good to go. Same thing with this. This is the big sacks. And this thing is huge. Here's a 6.0 battery. Goes in there, no problem. It's good for like coil nails, roofing nails, stuff like that, or just, again, if you have a ton of fasteners or long, 6, 8 inch GRKs or whatever, this is what you need. Then they have this big sacks, but this one has a stand-up bottom, so it's, it stands up on its own. This is good for coil nails, coil roofers, or carrying extra batteries, or your water bottle, or anything. And also, just clips right on. And again, it's got a drawstring, so you can clip it on, close it up when you're climbing around, and it won't spill out on you. So, I mean, Diamondback's killing it. They offer you so much. You go onto their website, Diamondback Tools. They're not paying me for this either, so, you know, and none of this, I bought all of this stuff. They don't send me any of this, mainly because I'm a freak. I love tools. I love what I do. I love my tools. So what do? Well, I'm a carpenter, general contractor, kind of do everything kind of guy. I'll build your kitchen cabinets or I'll build your house. So pretty much I do plumbing, I do a little electrical. I'll pretty much do anything that my body will allow me to do. Yeah, and if I don't know how to do it, I learn how to do it. Or I find somebody else to show me how to do it. But I hope this helped you guys. I hope if you're looking at, maybe you're looking at the ox and saying, oh man, that thing was, you know, because everything online is deceiving. So I know when I first purchased my first belt, I went right for the Gusto and I got the Denali 2.0. And right away I was like, whoa, this thing is massive, you know, and so I immediately sent that back and switched it out to the Artisan, and I was happy with the Artisan, but again, it was just a little too big when you're working in interior space and trying to squeeze through freshly installed doorways and stuff like that. You don't want to be bumping into everything. So stuck with the Artisan for my deck building and shed building and rough framing, and then went to this Loki Mazo setup for interior work, and then for trim work I got this my light setup with the Flux and the Boss Man, and I'm happy with it. I don't know, I saw a lot about Badger and how people were switching from Diamondback to Badger on Instagram, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And you know, they're close, they're just not there with Diamondback, and anybody that does wear the Badger will say that the Badger is the best and it's way better than Diamondback. I mean, hey, if that's what you like, you know, I just feel like they have a little bit more flaws than the Diamondback does. Yeah, Diamondback's pouches they're not so big. I mean, how many, if you need to carry a ton of fasteners like that, you know, for me, I'm not often carrying tons of fasteners, and if I am, I'll grab one of those sacks and put them in there. You know, I just really need like one or two like little slots where I can put some screws and or some nails or whatever from time to time. And but that's just for me. Again, you guys could have a completely different opinion. But anyways, thanks for watching my video, guys. I hope you gain some information from this. If not, just enjoy watching my setups. If you have any questions, or just feel free to drop it in the comments. And like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and see you on the next one.